Once, before the gray dust settled, the country of Iran was the envy of the Middle Eastern countries. It was a kingdom of light, ruled by a righteous king and his compassionate queen, who loved their nation more than their own lives. When you stood on the high balconies of the capital, you would see a modern miracle nestled against the majestic, snow-capped mountains. The country was a masterpiece, rapidly moving toward development and modernity.
What a great day for a walk. Totally, the weather's perfect.
And equality
don't forget the event
between
later.
men and women were widely upheld, forming the foundation of a confident and forward-looking society. The people of Iran were respected across the world and held a passport that allowed them to travel freely worldwide. Together, the king and queen ushered the nation into a new era of progress. Under the king's vision, modern hospitals were built to heal the people, offering care at very low cost or free. Factories spread across the nation to employ the people, bringing the steady hum of industry and well-paid salaries. Great universities opened their doors, where young men and women studied side by side, shaping a future grounded in knowledge, innovation, and shared purpose. Their beautiful queen was the beating heart of the nation, caring for it with the devotion and tenderness of a mother for her child. She did not sit idly in a high tower. She walked the streets with an open heart. She visited the hospitals holding the hands of the sick, offering them comfort and dignity. She traveled to the most remote villages, meeting farmers and their families face to face, ensuring that their lives were dignified, their needs were met, and their future was secure. The people walked with their heads held high. The women were radiant, dressed in vibrant fashion that mirrored the grace of their queen. Their hair was free in the wind, their laughter ringing through the bazaars. The men were proud, working for a currency that was strong and respected in every corner of the globe. It was a time of music and culture. From the opera houses to the street corners, melodies floated in the air. Iran was not just surviving, it was soaring. It was on the verge of becoming one of the greatest nations on earth. But perfection breeds envy in the hearts of the wicked. While the royal couple looked toward the future, a dark force was gathering in the shadows. They did not care for progress. They cared only for power. They were the force of the gray robes. They whispered lies into the ears of the people. They called the modern world sinful. They promised a different kind of paradise, one they called purity and holiness. A nation that promised free electricity and water, free transportation, and housing for the poor across the country. And then the storm broke, and simple-minded people believed the lies and started a revolution, believing they will live an even better life. The king and queen, not wishing to see their people bleed, departed with heavy hearts. What had been a country of light was driven into shadow, governed by darkness. The gray force took the throne, and the lights of the city were extinguished one by one. The women of Iran, once recognized among the most fashionable in the world, were forced to abandon their choices and wear what the gray forces imposed. They claimed they were holy men, but they were merely hungry ghosts. The true horror was not just what they took from the streets, but what they took from the homes. Inside the houses of Iran, the cupboards grew bare. Fathers who once provided with ease now sat at empty tables, staring at their hands in shame. Mothers boiled water to stretch what little food they had for their children. Rivers got dried, farmers lost crops, and the joy once covered all over the nation vanished. The deepest blow was to their pride, as Iran's once valued passport turned into a symbol of suspicion. The people who were once welcomed worldwide were now looked down upon as refugees and outcasts. The world forgot their greatness, and Iran became a cautionary tale. Now look at Iran. The white marble is cracked and gray with soot. The wealth once devoted to the nation's prosperity was redirected to Arab nations, purchasing legitimacy and influence among extremist groups. Still unsatisfied, the dark forces expanded further, building secret empires abroad while the people were left with nothing. The children of the golden era are now old, their eyes filling with tears as they study faded photographs. They remember a life of pride and plenty. They remember when the world respected them. The king and queen are gone, the music is gone, and the land of Iran, once the proudest jewel on the map, sits in the darkness. The great nation of Iran, with a great history, is now ruled by those who promised heaven but delivered only dust. In the quiet corners of Iran, small acts of defiance flicker like candle flames. Artists paint murals on crumbling walls, their colors vibrant against the bleakness, telling stories of Iran's past glory and its resilient spirit. Musicians gather in secret, their melodies a soft rebellion, a reminder of harmony that once flowed through the land. Inspired by ancestral tales, the youth organize and share knowledge in hidden libraries, reviving teachings from great universities. The hearts of a generation determined to reclaim their birthright. Having realized the deception imposed upon them, the people of Iran have fought the darkness for the past 46 years and continue to do so. They are fighting to free their country from a brutal regime that has deprived them of basic human rights and the right to live a normal life. They chant the name of their prince, Reza Pahlavi, urging him to lead them to freedom and overthrow the mullah's regime. The Grey Force's leader, who is heartless and evil, has ordered his troops to kill as many as it takes to keep his power. But the brave lion and lionesses of Iran won't give up. They fight for a better country for their children and themselves to live in. They are fighting empty-handed and stand brave under the gunfire that kills thousands every day. They will not stop and have sworn to kick the dictator out of their country, no matter how many kill. And they have a strong force backing them, and it's called hope. And one day the future children of Iran will look back with pride on their ancestors, who stood unarmed before evil, empty-handed yet unbroken, and prove that they were the bravest souls on earth, refusing to surrender their dignity. Iran, once reduced to a shadow of its former glory, stands on the edge of renewal.
And the world will see how the children of Cyrus the Great will reclaim their pride and dignity. Iran will be great again because its children carry hope like a flame that cannot be extinguished, rising again and again until they take back their freedom, as they have done time and time again throughout their great history.